welcome to my first YouTube video. Exciting times. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be doing this recording and getting this video out there. It's my first one, so bear with me. I'll make it as educational as I can. My intention today is to just run through a couple of assets on daily bias and how I look to obtain a daily bias, and then I look down to the hourly for some narrative and logic. I prefer to trade the unicorn model. That's my go-to entry function, and I want to give a shout out to Ash Trades. He has taught me everything I know in relation to the entry function, being the unicorn. I've learned so much from Ash. I'm very grateful for all the time and effort he puts into the quality of product he produces. So big shout out to Ash for everything he's done. So let's get into it. First off, we'll start here on the Dixie, looking at our daily bias here. So first thing to note is we've pushed out of internal liquidity, and after price has reached internal, we look to external. And what do we have? Price reached external yesterday. Now, with us being at ERL, we don't necessarily have to change bias automatically. We want to have a look at what price is doing, but with price reaching ERL, my bias yesterday was internal to external. We've now reached external, so now we want to potentially see price move back to internal. Now that might mean we get today's candle, leave an FVG here, and Friday may come in and push back down into this internal liquidity if it forms. For now though, this is an area where I would consider being patient, but also after sweeping external, I'm going to look back to internal. So I'm going to see what price does today and see if we push back into this area here, if we leave an FVG there, or if we actually close this FVG or potential FVG. So for now, I am looking at a bearish bias. I like to use the tags over here as well, just as a visual. So I'll change that to red being bearish, green, I use green for bullish, and then if I'm neutral on my bias, I'll use purple. So for now, we're going to have a look at Dixie moving lower. Let's remove these markups and drop down to the hourly. So what do we got on the hourly here? Price has been obviously in a upward trend here. What we do notice here is we've created relative equal lows, potential draw on liquidity. Price has also respected bullish PD arrays on its move up, as you can see. And it continues to do so. We have got some bearish potential forming here. possible that this is a negative change in the state of delivery here. And you can see how price respected that level. It just rejected straight off that level there. And a good way to check, I drop down to the line chart or change over to the line chart to see and give me some confirmation on where I should be positioning my change in the state of delivery. We've got displacement here as well, which confirms that for me that we've got some change in the state of delivery here. It's the first moment in time that you get a change in trend. So at the moment, we're potentially moving bearish until this hourly FVG here fails. If it fails, I'm just going to remain neutral on the hourly chart for Dixie right now. We've got high impact news at 8:30 today and at 10 a.m. So I imagine that the news drops will impact price and give us our true direction. So I'm bearish on the daily and I'm sitting neutral at the moment on the hourly chart for Dixie. Now let's move over. Let's have a look at NQ. Let's get rid of all that. Jump up to the daily. And what have we got here? We've got internal. And we have external. We've also created, or potentially creating, a swing high here, depending on what price does today. So we'll just keep an eye on that. There is a tiny FVG in here as well, just to be aware of. But on the basis of the internal to external relationship, I'm going to remain bullish on NQ today, which essentially means if my daily bias is bullish and then we drop down to the hourly and narrative and logic aligns with my daily bias, then I'll be looking for an entry function on the 5-minute chart. So trading the unicorn model, I look at time frame alignment, and for me, I look for daily for the bias, the hourly for our narrative and logic, and then I execute on the 5-minute chart. And then we'll jump down now to the hourly. Just mark our little tag first. There was also, just before I jump down, there is also a small SMT here. So with ES, we'll have a look at ES shortly, but ES, the Tuesday candle created a higher low, whereas NQ created a lower low. So that's an indication of some strength there and a bullish SMT. All right, let's drop down to the hourly. Okay, so looking at the hourly, very clear to me that we have a bullish breaker that formed here, and it also left an FVG right in there. So that is an hourly unicorn. We also have our sweep here, or our stop hunt, as we'd like to call it. So looking at our bullish unicorn, we have had a nice move from that location. We've also got a bullish change in the state of delivery right here, and price reacted beautifully to that and just pushed straight away, just moved off that level. Now, what we can do to give us an idea of where price may expand to, we can look at what we've got at the highs here. We had LR, or low resistance liquidity here, and price did chew most of that up. We also have more at the highs here. Then if we want to, we can drag the standard deviations out, and we can see that we've got our target area, which is usually the -2 to -2.5, which price reached into, and price also closed above the -2.5. Now, usually what we can anticipate if we get a close, and particularly something like this candle closed quite aggressively above the -2.5, we can actually expect or anticipate expansion to reach the -4 level. That hasn't happened yet. It has had some retracement here, so we'll just keep an eye on that. We have got a little bit of bearish structure here. Got a negative change in the state of delivery that has been respected as well. So we're just going to have to wait and see what price does here, particularly with news dropping at 8:30 and then at 10 this morning. So I won't be looking to take any trades until after 10. And hopefully by then price has given us its true direction. Got a sweep of the hourly low here. If we can get a push up here, we might get a continuation breaker out of this candle. So we'll just have to wait and see what's happening there. Let's drop over to ES. Jump onto the daily. So ES is holding this daily bullish FVG at the moment. And again, we've got our ERL. We also have another ERL just here. So I'll be anticipating price to move higher. As long as we continue to hold this FVG, I would expect to see price continue higher. So I'm going to call the daily a bullish bias today on ES. Let's drop down to the hourly. ES has been a little bit more sluggish in price movement compared to NQ. What I am drawn to is actually these relative equal lows here. That acts as a strong draw on liquidity generally. So relative equal lows. What I don't like at the moment, or there's nothing clear for me here. We're just in a bit of a range, the way I see it. So what we may see here with a bullish bias, if news, when news drops, we may see ES come down, take out these lows before moving higher. and that would give us our accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So we'll be watching to see what news does today, and how that reflects into price, particularly here on ES where it's just quite rangy. And we'll just have to wait for news to drop and give us an idea of what it really wants to do with price. So I'm going to call it the end of the video there, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Discord. I'll have the links. Sorry, not in Discord. My apologies. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll have the links in the description. And I look forward to producing more content. Please feel free to leave any comments. I'd be happy to take some feedback if there's anything you guys would like me to produce, any content you'd like to see, how I can improve things as we go along. That'd be great. I'm looking forward to providing as much value and information as I can. I love trading. I love sharing what I do, and I like to help where I can. I like to help other traders succeed as well. So let's work together, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.